Hello everyone, this is Khadija Hamza from Tunisia. I'm a first year PhD student at St. Istvan University in Hungary, and I am one of the participants in the IBANES Congress. I would like to say that I'm very happy and pleased to participate in this Congress or conference and present to you my research paper entitled the influence of distributed leadership on ambidextrous innovation, mediating role of organizational trust. I would love to see you all face to face, but unfortunately, the conditions and the situation is not good for all of us, but it's okay. We can do it via online. So let me share my screen to you and show you the presentation. So this is the content of the presentation, as you can see, and we will start with the aim of the research. So as everyone knows, the actual business environment is increasingly unstable, and this instability pushes companies to seek for new methods and new approaches to become more flexible and more competitive in the market. But what makes the difference between these type of companies is their ability to ensure simultaneously both exploitation and exploration innovations types. The exploitation innovation is when you exploit your knowledge in the company, what you have as knowledge, to make or to modify something, modify what you have as a product or service. But the exploration is when you explore something totally new, is when you seek for totally new knowledge from outside or from inside the company to make something completely new for the customer. So this is the exploration. So the simultaneous existence of both exploitation and exploration is called ambidextrous innovation. According to previous studies, researchers focused a lot on highlighting the factors of ambidextrous innovation. And one of these factors is the leadership style. In our research, we will mainly focus on the distributed leadership style, which is considered as a new concept, mostly treated in studies related to education, but not treated in management and business studies. And this created a theoretical and empirical gap in the scientific research. That's why it's a good opportunity for us to study it and study its effect on ambidextrous innovation. However, ambidexterity is difficult to achieve because it requires certain techniques, tools, and skills, and the link between it and distributed leadership seems to be a little bit complex. That is why it's good, or there is a need to integrate a mediating variable, like for example here in our research, the organizational trust, because it helps in increasing the employees' level of creativity and commitment. So our research responds to one main question, which is to what extent does distributed leadership influence the ambidextrous innovation? Regarding the research hypothesis, as you can see here, in our model, from our literature review, you could conclude 4 hypotheses. The first one postulates that distributed leadership has a positive effect on ambidextrous innovation. The second one postulates that organizational trust has a positive effect on ambidextrous innovation. The third one postulates that distributed leadership has a positive effect on organizational trust. Of course, from the hypothesis 2 and hypothesis 3, we could conclude our 4th hypothesis, which is about the mediating effect. Organizational trust mediates the positive relationship between distributed leadership and ambidextrous innovation. So the direct effect was presented in a continuous line, and the mediating effect was presented in a discontinuous line. So regarding the research methodology, we follow the positivistic paradigm. We explained the observed phenomena while being natural and objective, and of course a quantitative approach, because from our literature review we could conclude our hypothesis, and in the practical part, or in the practical part, we will try to confirm or affirm this hypothesis. So to get the results, we used the questionnaire as a tool to collect the responses. Of course, used in the Tunisian context. We dedicated this questionnaire to 120 Tunisian companies specialized in the field of ICT. Of course, we choose a lot of sectors in these companies, like, for example, banking sector, ICT sector, consultancy sector, etc. And the respondents were senior executives and middle managers. According to our analysis, we could conclude that men occupy high positions much more than women. The ones who occupy these positions are in age between 25 and 40. Most of the respondents are from the banking sector, and most of the respondents belong to companies with a large size where there are more than 500 employees. In order to assess the dimensionality and the reliability of the measurement instruments, we perform a principal component analysis, the PCA, via the SPSS 21 software. Okay, we assessed reliability of constructs through the Chrome by Alpha, as you can see it here in the table, and it outlines that the index ranges varies from 0.849 to 0.970, and then it's greater than the cutoff of 0.7. So the scale has a good quality reliability according to Newali 1978. The table shows also that the AVE of the different constructs varies between 0.615 and 0.849, which shows the good convergent validity of the different measurement scales used for the dependent and independent variables. Regarding the discriminant validity, all the values on the diagonal of the table represent the square root of the mean variance extracted, the AVE. These values are greater than the correlation between the variables taken 2 by 2. As a result, the measuring instruments have a good discriminant validity. As for the hypothesis testing, we used the PLS, partial least square regression method, via the Smart PLS3 software. Okay, and the result shows that for the 3 hypotheses, the T student, okay, it's greater than 1.996, and the p-value for all the hypotheses, it's 0, so it's less than 0.05. Therefore, the 3 hypotheses were confirmed. And from the hypothesis 2 and 3, we could also conclude that the hypothesis 4 was also confirmed, following the method recommended by Bayron and Kenny in 1986. So let's discuss the hypothesis. So the H1 was confirmed. It corroborates with the study of Crowson and Bergeron, who postulate that distributed leadership helps the organization overcome the tension between exploitation and exploration through collective work and shared goals. The H2 was also confirmed. It corroborates with the study of Lawson et al. In 2009, who postulate that organizational trust promotes learning and creativity of employees, which favorize the ambidextrous innovation. The hypothesis 3 was also confirmed. It corroborates with the study of Lowe et al. In 1996, who postulate that distributed leadership positively affect the organizational trust thanks to the collective engagement, the favorization of autonomy, and the consideration of collective needs. The H4 was also confirmed. It corroborates with the study of Taylor in 2000. So our research contributions: first, we motivate companies to adapt distributed style to promote ambidextrous innovation, as we know that giving responsibility and autonomy for everyone, it can increase the level of creativity and, for example, of sharing knowledge for the exploitation, and for seeking for new knowledge for the exploration. And this can be done at the same time if the employee or if all the team members or the group members feel that they are leaders. All of them are leaders. So the leadership function is distributed for all of them. Insist on the presence of flat organizational structures and self-managed teams and avoid hierarchical structures. This is very important. And emphasize work focused on organizational trust to motivate employees and be more creative. So if a company choose to create a culture of trust within the company, this could increase the level of creativity for all the employees. So research limits: look for more respondents than our study, and of course the contrast caused by coronavirus. As you know, I told you that I'm living in Hungary because I'm studying in Hungary, and this research was made in the context of Tunisian companies, and being the distance was a problem for me because I was sending the questionnaires via emails to the managers, and the feedback were limited, so I didn't get really a lot of feedbacks from them. And also, as you know, that most of the companies in the period of coronavirus, all the companies closed and they sent their employees to work from home. Managers were so busy, so I was suffering a little bit from this kind of thing, is that not receiving too much response or as much as I can of respondents. So failure to generalize results in the other countries and failure to generalize results in other industries. And recommendations: cover more industries, as I said before. Apply this study to other countries, including countries with developed and emerging economies. Integrate in our research model other mediating or moderating variables. Like, for example, in our study, we choose the organizational trust. Other researchers can choose other variables and try to see what could happen in these results or what could change. Perform a qualitative study in addition to a quantitative study. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very, very much for this opportunity. Hope to see you soon, and bye-bye.